Puppet Show 38. Always tell the truth.
Barbecue, 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 barbecue chicken.
Bogey's Puppet Friends, Bogey's Puppet Friends, it's where the fun never ends. We're number one under the sun, it's so much fun, we get it done. We're the number one puppet show, yes! Kindness is fun with Bogey's Puppet Friends. Yay!
From the corner of happy and nice, it's Bogey's Puppet Friends.
Sometimes people just don't believe what I tell them. I was telling a story yesterday, and nobody in my village believed me.
Well, Bowser, sometimes you seem to stretch the truth a little bit.
Yeah, Bowser. Remember the time that you told me that the banana delivery man was on strike? I almost had a heart attack.
I make sure I always tell the truth. My parents taught me this in my youth.
It's always important to tell the truth. When you start making up stories, people don't know when to believe you or not. When I was a little boy back in Italy, my mama would always say you can fool some of the people sometimes, but you can never fool your mama.
Well, sometimes I just get carried away a little bit when I start telling stories. My stories start sounding better and better the more I add to them. That's why I do it.
You know, Bowser, you told me some really big stories over time. They were very interesting, but they were very hard to believe.
I guess I've told some tall tales in my times. But I always tell the truth about bananas.
Being truthful is how we all should be. That's the truth. Don't you all agree?
I know some of the stories that I told when I was a little boy back in Italy, and my mama would give me all sorts of advice. She would always say, "Be a good little boy, and don't you ever lie."
Well, I don't think that's a lie. I think it's just stretching the truth a little bit at times.
Yeah, I remember that one story that Bowser told me, how he won the best-looking dog in the world contest.
I remember that story too. You made me laugh so hard, a banana almost came out of my nose.
Bowser, you are a handsome dog, I must admit. But I did not believe that story one little bit.
That was one of the biggest stories you ever told, Bowser. How did you expect us to believe that you really won the best-looking dog in the world contest? I don't remember you ever going out of town to enter a contest like that.
I just started telling that story and I couldn't stop. I just kept making up more and more details because it sounded so good to me.
Well, most of us like hearing your stories, Bowser. But the problem is we don't know when to believe them or not.
I hope you tell a story someday that someone gave me a banana tree farm. And I hope that story comes true.
Well, the important thing is that we need to know when your stories are true or not. Otherwise, people will stop believing you a lot. Meow.
You're the one who decides if you tell the truth or if you don't. If you want to tell a funny story, you just have to let the people know before you start telling the story that you are telling a make-believe story. My uncle, Pablo Giovanni Smoochy Woochie, always used to tell such silly stories, and he always made sure that we knew he was just making a fun story to tell.
Well, I want people to start believing me, so I'm going to take your advice, Hoolio. Since I love telling people my fun, make-believe stories, I'm just going to let them know when I'm making up a story or not.
Yes, I like hearing your stories, Bowser. They are very fun all the time, and they make me laugh and laugh and laugh.
I agree. Your stories always put me in a very good mood. Just like my bananas, my favorite tasty treat.
That's great news, because I like your stories too. And who could ever tell a story as good as you, Bowser? Who? I ask you, who?
Well, let me tell you, this has been a good lesson for everyone, including me. All of us need to tell the truth all of the time. If you want the people to believe you, you need to make sure that you are being honest. One of the most important things in life is having people believe you and know that you are always telling the truth.
Thank you to Kent and Kathy Ellert for sponsoring this episode of Bogey's Puppet Friends, helping children find their forever home through adoption.
Why does Bogey wag his tail, wag his tail, wag his tail? Why does Bogey wag his tail? Because he's a dog. Why does Bogey woof woof woof, woof woof woof, woof woof woof? Why does Bogey woof woof woof? Ow! Because he's a dog. Why does Bogey sniff sniff sniff, sniff sniff sniff, sniff sniff sniff? Why does Bogey sniff sniff sniff? Achoo! Because he's a dog. Why does Bogey chew his toys, chew his toys, chew his toys? Why does Bogey chew his toys? Because he's hungry.
To send any fan mail or pictures you may have drawn to Bogey or his 12 puppet friends, including me, Hippity Hop, send them to Bogey's Puppet Friends, P.O. Box 143, Medina, Ohio, 44258.
That was Bogey's favorite song.
Why does Bogey chew his toys?